Our goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers. And if every person who hears me now subscribes to the channel, we will get there in a second. Let's begin with the video. If you're searching for a reliable cryptocurrency to invest in, Link may be the right choice. Since the beginning of 2021, Chainlink has added an average of 1.4 new partners each day. We may observe frequent announcements of projects incorporating Chainlink pricing feeds by scrolling through the Chainlink Twitter feed. Solana makes one announcement that jumps out. Solana's DevNet has just been updated to enable Chainlink pricing feeds. Before the end of this year, the Chainlink team aims to incorporate pricing feeds into the mainnet. However, this isn't just Solana integrating Chainlink pricing feeds. The two teams have been collaborating closely for months to ensure a natural integration between the networks. Solana will benefit from the connection since it will be able to use Chainlink's high-quality and quick pricing feeds to create DeFi applications on the network. Chainlink will now be able to use the sub-second data it has accumulated via years of collaborations with suppliers like Coinmetrics, CryptoCompare, and others at lightning speed without sacrificing quality or security. Price feeds aren't the only thing that Chainlink has to give. It has formed a relationship with Venrai, a provider of digital asset compliance and security auditing solutions. This technology will make DeFi developers' lives simpler, as regulatory concerns may be one of the industry's largest hurdles. NFT applications ranging from crypto games to trading bots employ the shifting VRF, which is a tamper-proof randomization generator. Chainlink sounds more like a tech firm than a blockchain network with all of these use applications. Despite the fact that Oracle's network is decentralized, it provides services outside of it. There are worries that the link may be classified as a security by the SEC. There's also reason to believe it won't be. When compared to networks like Solana or Cardano, Chainlink is clearly beneath the radar. However, they are the industry leader in supplying data for blockchains, which I believe is critical for many dApps. Nonetheless, Chainlink has increased by 52% year over year, and I'm curious whether they'll ever announce a Cardano partnership. Perhaps we should keep an eye on this. Next on my watch list, and clearly on my watch list, Cardano ADA. Here's what we know for this month. September 12th is the formal launch date for smart contracts, as Charles Hoskinson has said several times. If you didn't buy ADA this year when it was way under $1, you may have missed the boat on this investment. In a nutshell, yes and no. Yes, you've been missing out on the smart contract deal that's been gone for a while. Your new business will be the ecosystem commerce. If you believe, like Ethereum, Cardano can create an ecosystem of NFTs dApp indexes. Then, over the next 2 to 5 years, ADA should prove its worth as a top 3 blockchain. If you want to learn more about the dApp ecosystem and the new projects and dApps coming to Cardano, watch my current updates video, which walks you through a few of the most exciting projects coming shortly. Subscribing to the channel for frequent Cardano updates is a must. Something to keep an eye on from September onwards. The blockchain transaction data is also quite important to comprehend. If we see the number of transactions increase even further, it's a clear indication that people are starting to use the platform. And that's just good for ADA's pricing. Milkomeda is a nice example of a prospective Cardano project. In my most recent Cardano update video, I go through this in further depth. In brief, Milkomeda intends to build a Cardano to Ethereum cross-chain bridge that might connect the two blockchains. That implies Ethereum dApps might have a simple method to launch on Cardano as well, allowing ADA holders and anyone in the Cardano ecosystem to access dApps that are presently running on the Ethereum blockchain. It has the potential to unlock a lot of value for Ethereum and Cardano developers, since they will be able to publish their dApp on both ecosystems. You'll need to wrap ADA, which I think is an Ethereum-based ERC20 currency, to pay for Milkomeda costs. In fact, the Milkomeda team has confirmed that you may still stake wrapped ADA to get Cardano staking incentives, which is fantastic news. Instead of waiting for developers to build out a whole environment from scratch, like Ethereum had to do, a protocol like Milkomeda could possibly see the ADA ecosystem flourish very quickly. Cardano has the advantage of debuting after that ecosystem, which means that capital flow might be even simpler and faster than it was with Ethereum's rise. Over the next few years, I'll be keeping a careful eye on Cardano's potential fundamental development. Next coin, Solana. Solana has been tearing it up in recent weeks, despite a minor dip in crypto asset values, blasting past all-time highs of $50 a coin, $75 a coin, and most recently, $100 a coin, without pausing. Why did it do this, and how can we now put money into Solana? Well, the sale price increase isn't entirely false, at least not entirely false. However, the number of blockchain users and transactions is increasing. Nobody knows how long this will last, or where the SOL price will hit resistance. However, there are a few key value drivers for Solana. As we indicated previously in this video, Chainlink has partnered with Solana to offer decentralized data feeds to the market. The most important source of blockchain data is training. And this may open up a slew of new opportunities for SOL developers to create dApps, DEXs, and other projects, or just upgrade their existing ones. For Solana, this is fantastic news. There appears to be an increase in institutional interest in Solana, which might account for some of the price increases, given investors cannot forecast price movements. However, given that Solana has already handled almost $26 billion in transactions and is attracting new projects, it's understandable that the market valuation will increase as well. Not just FE, but also some increasingly large NFT launches are now taking place on Solana. With the release of the Dagon Ape, which appears to have coincided with a large Solana price increase, if NFTs are popular, more people will need to acquire them. It's impossible to say if this will continue, or whether we'll see some type of deflation if and when the NFT market loses some of its luster. To enhance transaction performance, Solana utilizes various new methods, which may be summarized as absurdly fast block types. As we all know, increasing block time results in hundreds of terabytes of data that must be kept by validators each year. As a result, there is a high expense and a high degree of centralization. That's not so good. Solana avoids this by keeping just 2 days' worth of transaction data on validator nodes and sending the rest to Arweave, a blockchain storage service. For the time being, there is only one supplier. These are the trade-offs Sol must make in order to deliver such a lightning-fast foundation layer. But it is carving out a place in the market for specific projects precisely because of this, and it may be able to do so in the future with what appear to be competitive fundamentals in total value locked in with users. Next up is Luna, the token of the Terra network, which has a different goal from most altcoins. Rather than attempting to create a dApp ecosystem, it aspires to establish a network of stable currencies that can be used for online transactions. The suggested concern in the Terra white paper is that Bitcoin's price fluctuation is a major impediment to cryptocurrency adoption. Nobody wants to pay with a currency that might double or half in value in a matter of days, therefore it's reasonable to assume that Bitcoin is mostly used as a payment remittance network, with the coin serving as a long-term inflation hedge. The Terra system's objective is to match each stablecoin with its currency counterpart. For example, Terra USD, also known as USD, must always equal the USD, and Terra KRW, also known as KRT, must always match the Terra one, and so on. Here's a rundown of how they keep the values of those stablecoins under check. For example, the price of USD is determined by supply and demand. Luna will be traded for USD if demand for USD rises, which would raise the price. This will boost USD supply while keeping the price at $1. If the demand for USD falls, USD will be traded for Luna, reducing the supply of USD while keeping the price constant at $1. You can earn prizes depending on this process if you stake Luna. Investing in Luna is essentially a bet on the continuing acceptance of USD and other Terra stablecoins. Obviously, we can't assess the network solely on the cost of USD, which is expected to be approximately $1. However, rising demand for stablecoin need additional supply, otherwise the currency would lose its stability. And the market capitalization of USD has risen steadily during the last year. As the market capitalization grows. As a result, there are more coins than previously. Although it may appear like you know what you're doing, greater Terra stablecoin adoption will simply wear you out. This year, in July, Terraform Labs also received $150 million from Arrington Capital, Pantera Capital, Galaxy Digital, and Block Tower Capital. The Terra network is run by this business. And they want to use it to further create the DeFi ecosystem. The Terra network is also awaiting the Columbus 5 upgrade, which is a major improvement. Additional apps will be able to be created on the network, as well as more financial incentives for stakeholder. Because the network's whole structure is based on incentivizing Luna and stablecoin trades, this is encouraging. For investors, the most common application of UST at the moment is Anchor. You may get a 20% yearly return on your UST if you deposit it. To learn more, go to anchorprotocol.com. The last one is Polygon. I'm still pondering how this cryptocurrency will perform after ETH 2.0 is out. The Polygon Hermez merger is the world's first full-fledged blockchain network merger. Polygon's $250 million purchase of Hermez is a first step toward implementing Polygon's Unclear 1444 rollups. A rollup is a method of removing transactions from the blockchain and processing them all at once on the base layer. Transactions will be faster and costs will be cheaper as a result of this. As a result, Polygon is perhaps the most important scale environment for ETH. In the previous 3 months, transaction data from Polygon reveals that we've been averaging between 4 and 7 million transactions each day. It's awe-inspiring. However, the inflation rate for Matic, Polygon's token, is approximately 18.25%, which is greater. So, if you have any coins, start staking them. Staking rates are now about 13%. As a result, most of the inflation is eliminated. Polygon isn't the only tier of defense in the fight to fix Ethereum scalability issues. One of Polygon's rivals has high hopes. Instead of developing its own blockchain, like Polygon did, Ethereum opted to create an application that runs on top of the Ethereum blockchain and claims to be more efficient than Ethereum itself. We certainly hope so. This raises the question of where the cards will fall when ETH 2.0 is released. In an interview, Vitalik Buterin stated that there would still be room for everyone beyond version 3.0, implying that Layer 2 tools such as Polygon and Optimistic will be required. However, we don't know how much existing demand will shift. If 2.0 introduces sharding, a scaling solution that divides the network into 64 segments, it's likely that the work will be divided and the network will be decongested, much as Polygon is doing on its own. Sharding will boost Ethereum's TPS, transactions per second, from 15 to around 3,000 rollups. It has the ability to boost Ethereum TPS to 100,000 per second. If you have rollups but no sharding, you still have 100x factor scalability, according to Vitalik Buterin. As a result, sharding will simply double the number of transactions per second that Layer 2 rollups can handle. The most important lesson from what I just mentioned is that Vitalik Buterin loves ZK rollups, and if Polygon is the major provider of them, they might continue to develop as a platform in the long run. Finally, I've seen a pattern of genuine projects being built up over the previous few months. What I mean is that coins like Luna and Solana are gaining a lot of territory in terms of market cap, but they're also gaining ground in relation to other coins, particularly meme coins. During the recent wild bull run, those coins rocketed to the top of the rankings. However, it appears that initiatives with development timelines and white papers are now providing value. That isn't to suggest that memes won't resurface in the future. People who have been in the investing business for a long will tell you that fundamental value typically wins out at some time, sooner or later. The reasons for adoption are obvious. Crypto and blockchain technology are gaining popularity. And we're all familiar with the advantages of cheaper prices, quicker systems, and decentralized systems. That is all that I have for this video. I hope that you've learned something and gained additional insight about this project. If you are looking to invest, please be smart and make sure to research beforehand. Other than that, I wish you the best of luck.